Hi, good evening. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2. I do thank you for tuning in, and certainly peace and blessings be upon you and your family this day. And today we are going to go ahead and get into how to eat to live. Now, I certainly hope that you're doing your homework for Seeds to Grow Success. We did that yesterday with the 7 different goals. Okay, so that's some homework to have done by tomorrow. I'm doing an alternating from one book to the other book, as you see. Now, for today, we're going to do How to Eat to Live. We're in chapter 20, and this is take 2 of chapter 20 here on Poem Praise 2, and it goes like this. Let us take a look at the bread of the southern black people. They were born eating cornbread. It was the first bread that they ate. It is a very shameful thing to do to give an infant rough cornbread to put in his tender little milk stomach. This is why so many of them have stomachs with ulcers and cancers. Feed your children good navy beans, small size, pink, red, or white. There are many that are good for you and me. Take those freshly cooked and iced cakes off the table. They are not good for you and me unless they were cooked 2 times. Cook plain cakes and do not ice them over with bought essence to make icing with. If you want icing, make your own icing with sugar or eggs. Eat that which is good. I am not saying that there are not good foods. I am just telling you that the simple foods are the best. If you just love cornbread, because our fathers were brought up by the white slave master to eat all of these rough foods. Allah, Master Farab Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, taught me that we should cook it 2 or 3 times. Each time add a little flour to it and let it set for rising. Put yeast in and let it rise and rise and rise. Allah, in the person of Master Farab Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, taught me that the food that we eat keeps us here, and what we eat takes us away from here. I thank him for teaching me what was good for me to eat and what was bad for me to eat. We, the black people, need to plant wheat and to raise all of the wheat flour that we can raise. We need to have great farms of pigeon birds and eat only the ones who are too young to leave their nest. We call them squab. Allah said to me that this young bird is the only one that is fit for us to eat, and do not eat him after he flies from the nest. Chicken is not good for us to eat, although we eat it. As you know, the chicken is as filthy as the swine or the dog. He is a very filthy fowl, and if you want to eat him, do not let him get away from you and stray out of the coop. Keep him closed up and feed him what you want him to eat. Never let him get out and eat bugs and worms. Feed him the things you know are good and pure. When he is fat, you can kill and eat him. This still does not mean that he is too good for us. You have to study up on ways to protect his eating, for he will turn right around and eat his own droopings. So, for the habitual meat eater, it is hard to get the right food, especially if you want meat. It is dangerous for your health to eat daintily prepared meals with all kinds of meats and all kinds of sugary bread prepared by someone's recipe. Stay away from the foods and the styles of the Christians. 95% of the foods that the Christians eat are unfit for good health and long life. There is much fruit and vegetables that are good for us, but I do not have space to take them all up with you. Many of these are not injurious to our health. Injurious, like an injury. So, excuse me on that word. Let me pick it back up. There are some people who eat only fruits and vegetables. They are vegetarians and they live a long time. Those who do not go after the wrong kind of vegetables and fruits. Do not eat such foods as collard greens. Do not eat black-eyed peas or brown, black, and many other peas. They are not good for your stomach. Feed them to the cattle. Do not eat baby or adult lima beans. Do not eat belly busters. Allah taught me that no peas are good for you other than the ones that I have already announced to you. How to eat to live. There are many of my little black brothers who are hungry for offers and for leadership, and they commercialize on what you find me writing. They take my writings and put it in other aspects and add in and out of it and offer it up for a sale price, because he does not want to do something for self. He wants to take everything that he can and commercialize on it. He is a thief and a robber under the disguise of putting out the teachings of the messenger. You know my way of putting the teachings out. If I charge for some literature, it is because I want to get back what we put into it and put the profit to work to build a nation. But you are selfish, and this is why I do not give you any credit. Take this and I give to the people directly, and do not add it to it, to try and make money. Allah has already promised you money, but do not try to make money out of His word. There are people now who are trying to put some of their work copied from my work and with their own no good additions to it. Leave my teachings as it is. No wonder that Jesus had to run the money changers out of the synagogue. They were turning it into a marketplace to sell their products of this and that. You are doing the same. You want to give little parties and dinners to commercialize on your place of teachings. They do not do that in their holy land. They do not take their prayer house and turn it into a market. When a person is sick, he may have to eat 2 or 3 meals a day. The Holy Quran does not prescribe fasting for a person if he is sick. You cannot take fast if you are sick. And you have to eat more than 1 or 2 meals a day until you are well again. But, black brother, if you have a pretty good hearty appetite, do not do this and claim that you are sick when you eat that way. How to eat to live. Eat only when necessary. When you are hungry and not before, eat the right food. When you eat, fill up and eat until that is gone away, and then fill up again. Look at the camel. He fills his stomach with water, then he goes a long time off of this one drink. Do not eat another fresh meal while the other is in the process of digesting, if you are well. If you are sick, the complaint or the disease eats up the value of the food quickly, and you have to replenish it so that you can continue to stay strong or rid yourself of the complaint or sickness, as the doctor will prescribe for you. When you are well again, eat one meal and eat the right kind of food, and you will live 140 years. So Allah taught me, eat one meal every 24 hours and eat good, simple food. Remember to cook your food thoroughly before you eat it. This does not mean that you should cook your food into a waste, but just cook it so long as it is done and it is not half done. Half cooked food will ruin your digestive system. Chapter 21. Do not eat scavengers. Eat the best food you can obtain. Never deprive yourself of good health at the price of cheap food. Just remember, when you are feeding your stomach with cheap poison foods trying to keep $1 in your pocket, you are not saving $1 in your pocket. It will only go to the hospital, the undertaker, and for the ever-increasing drain on the family savings in purchasing drug pacifications for the ill body from eating the wrong food. There is not one of you who would not like to live a long, long time. That long time depends on what you eat and drink. So eat and drink that which is good. Go to the farm and try raising your own food, or have collective farming. However, try seeking some of this earth that you can call your own, and raise on it the necessities of life. And in this way, you may be able, if you can keep your lurking enemy from slipping poison into your good and innocent crop, to grow pure food. We cannot blame the white man for his evils because by nature he was made like that. But we can blame ourselves for accepting such evil. I have received many questions in regard to meat, fish, and poultry that have not been mentioned. The main thing Allah, as well as the Holy Quran, reminds us is that when it comes to meat and fish, Allah forbids us to eat flesh of a swine and a fish weighing over 50 pounds or even weighing 50 pounds. Some people will not even eat fish at all. There are many fish that we can eat, some even weighing as little as 1 or 1.5 pounds. When eating fish, we should confine our fish eating to those fish weighing between 1 and 10 pounds. As I previously said on how to eat to live, do not eat the scavengers of the sea, such as oysters, crabs, clams, snails, shrimps, eels, and catfish. The fish last mentioned, catfish, is a very filthy fish. He loves filth, and is the pig of the water. Some people write in complaining about the fish that swims on their sides, but these fish can be eaten. Allah has taught me that chicken is not good to eat, They are quite filthy, but we eat them. We eat beef and lamb, but Allah also said that it is not good for us. It is not a sin for us to eat it. It is not a sin for us to eat camels. But if we can find better food, we should not eat the above mentioned food. Many write and ask if we should eat meat at all. It is not a sin for you to eat meat. But it is a sin for you to eat the hog meat. If we want to prolong our lives, it is best that we do not eat meat or do not eat it so often. Beef is very coarse and many of our people do not eat it because of that. Horse meat can also be eaten. It is cleaner than the average meat. But we should not eat it unless we are extremely hungry and have nothing else to eat, because it is a domestic animal and is gentle and close to home. It is not a sin to eat even rabbit. But since Allah said that the rabbit is so near kin to the house cat that they are relatives, we do not eat it. The rabbit, however, is cleaner than the house cat because he eats vegetables, roots, and herbs, and he does not eat anything alive. And that does complete chapter 21. I'm going to stop this take right here. And our next chapter that we're going to be coming on, just to give you a preview, chapter 22, is always prepare a good meal. So until next time, I want you and your family to be blessed. Have a wonderful rest of the evening, and I will talk with you soon here on Palm Praise 2. Till next time, later y'all.